Hello to every one of you. This is Patrick here for this time of devotion. So glad you are with me and we can be together. As has been shared by those who have gone before me this week, this is our last week for a season, anyway, of providing these video devotionals. And I do anticipate that we will return to this format in a new way in the seasons ahead. But for now, we are going to take a pause and appreciate where we've gone together and let these fields lie fallow for a little bit so that we may emerge, as Jacob said, with a Papui effect down the road. But as you see, I'm not alone today. There are people all around me. I'm sort of pretending to look up and around at my colleagues as they share in devotions. Given my Gilligan's Island themed children's sermon last Sunday, I was tempted today to do something like a Brady Bunch theme, but the words didn't really come. I had the intro though. It started something like, "Here's a story of a devotional daily," and it really didn't really take off from there. So you get the gist. But I'm really glad today to welcome in and have on the screen all of my peers who have been sharing their devotions as well, because it brings to mind what Hebrews says in chapter 12, where after having described the example of Noah and Abraham and Moses and all the other heroes of the faith, the writer says, "Therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and the sin that clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us, looking to Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith, who for the sake of the joy that was set before him endured the cross, disregarding its shame, and has taken his seat at the right hand in the throne of God." Indeed, in this season, we have been surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, and I just want to give thanks to my peers for the richness of what they have shared, which has helped me in what I have shared. And I want to thank each and every one of you who has listened with us, because knowing that you have been listening has raised our boats, if you will, that we know we're not talking to outer space, but there's a person, there's someone whose story is being met in some way beyond our understanding and knowledge and wisdom, but through the wisdom of the Spirit, that somehow together we have been cloud of witnesses for one another. And though these devotionals will come at least temporarily to an end, that witness does not. That we will continue to need one another to share and observe how this gospel story, these wise and sometimes troubling texts, can meet us in our everyday lives, in seeing cicadas and in knitting and in song and in poetry, in memories, in books, and in history, and in the present. There is so much out there for us to see and so much to hear. And it is by our seeing and hearing together that Christ is perfected in us, and Christ is pioneering through us. So let us run this race with perseverance. And thank you for the ways in which you have run with me and with each of my friends who have surrounded me and surrounded you in this time. It truly has been a pleasure. We have grown and we have learned, and that growth and learning will not stop until we have reached the perfection that Christ desires for us in Him. Grace and peace be with you this day and the days that are to come, and I cannot wait to see you in worship, to be with you in service, and to offer and receive mutual care in the fellowship of Westminster Presbyterian Church. Amen.